You've already decided the husband did it. Alan was the most experienced member of our homicide team, but by this point in my career, I had been fairly successful in working the most difficult cases our agency had to offer. I wasn't afraid to challenge the man I came to see as a friend and seasoned colleague. Alan didn't budge. Are you ready to go talk to this guy or what? To be fair, I could understand where Alan was coming from. The victim in this case was a middle-aged housewife with no known enemies. Most people are killed by someone familiar to them. Her husband was a likely suspect on that basis alone. But Alan's certainty about the identity of our killer was entirely premature. Months later, after an exhaustive investigation of the evidence and every potential suspect, we concluded our victim's husband was, in fact, the man who had killed her. Alan was right all along. We ultimately convicted the husband after a lengthy trial. At the sentencing hearing, Alan leaned over and whispered, "I told you so." While Alan maintained the husband was our killer from the very beginning, he was only accidentally correct in the earliest days of our analysis. By the end, after a long, intense investigation, Alan could boast he was also evidentially correct. He had the right suspect all along, but what he once believed accidentally, he now knew with evidential certainty. One might argue Alan had good reason to conclude the husband was the killer. Alan's experience and intuition inclined him to target the husband, and Alan was, after all, correct in the end. But his intuition alone wouldn't be enough to convince a jury, and worse yet, his intuitions had actually failed him and us in the past. See Chapter 1 of Cold Case Christianity. There's a big difference between accidental and evidential belief, even though both may lead you to the same conclusion. There are times when accidental belief will land you in the right place, but it seldom stands up to aggressive challenges, and it is often less than persuasive. Are you a Californian Christian? I actually understand what it's like to be in the right place accidentally. As I travel to speaking engagements in cold and remote sections of the country, I'm increasingly grateful to have been born and raised in sunny Southern California. Here it's 75 degrees and dry nearly every day of the year, and it has some of the nation's best beaches. It's the land of opportunity, with more recreational, educational, and employment opportunities than just about anywhere. I'm happy to identify myself as a Californian. But if you were to quiz me about the nature of California, you'll quickly find I am not the most informed resident in the state. What year was California founded? I don't know. How many counties are in California? I'm not sure. How many people live here? I have no idea. How is a bill passed in our state? How is the state legislature organized? I've never really thought about those things. What's the state bird, the state tree, the state flower, or the state motto? I can't tell you. I guess when it comes right down to it, I'm a pretty terrible Californian. But make no mistake about it, I'm a Californian. It's undeniable. I was born and raised here. Now think about it for a minute. Are you a Christian the same way I'm a Californian? Were you born and raised in the church, yet are still unable to answer the most pressing questions someone might ask about the nature of Christianity? Are you in the right place, but not really sure why it's the right place? Does your affiliation with Christianity feel more like an accident than an informed decision? Why are you a believer? I've been speaking around the country for a number of years now. I often address church groups of one nature or another, and when I do, I usually begin by asking a simple question. Why are you a Christian? The response I get is sometimes disappointing. Typically, attendees provide responses in one of the following broad categories. Answer 1. I was raised in the church, / my parents were Christians, / I've been a Christian as long as I can remember. Answer 2. I've had an experience that convinced me, / the Holy Spirit confirmed it for me, / God demonstrated His existence to me.